Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're just gonna do like a chit chat, get ready with me. I'm about to put on just a little bit of makeup to do some filming today, and I figured why not just yap. I haven't done one of those in a while. Probably share some life updates. I've recently turned 28 and just all the things, so I just wanted to chat. So let's get started. If you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe and join the fam. Okay. First off, I want to preface this by saying I am not a makeup expert. Like I said, I'm not really trying to do makeup. This is I was going to say this is my filming makeup, but this is actually like my makeup routine like all the time. I don't go for foundation. I literally just, my face is like freshly washed. I'll do like concealer, powder, blush, mascara, maybe lashes if I'm feeling fancy, no lashes today, and then lip gloss. That's basically it. So I do not claim to be a makeup expert, and this should be pretty quick. But yeah, y'all, I feel like the year has just flown by like so much, and I think like the last like official life update that I did on this channel was maybe April or May, or was it March? I know I came back and talked about traveling that I did. I also talked about like my gut health and like where I was with that and like what were some of my plans for the year. And I've definitely made several videos since talking about my gut health and where I stand with that. And we are doing so much better. So definitely check out a few of my previous videos about like eating and what I eat in a day, and even went on a cut and lost like 10 pounds, that type of stuff. But yeah, since then I have definitely moved. If you've kind of seen in some of my last videos, the background is significantly different. Chris and I moved into the city. We were suburban people before. I like the suburbs. I've grown up in the suburbs, so it's like what I know. But we moved into the inner city of Houston, and we're a lot like closer to work, which is super nice, which makes like our commute shorter, because where we were living before technically wasn't that far away, but with the highways that we had to take to get to work, it just took like so much longer. Like I don't really care how long it takes to get to work, but to get back home, that like sucked, because you want to get home like really quick. So we moved in July during the hurricane, which I don't recommend, by the way. So Houston, we had Hurricane Beryl at the top of July, and it was really annoying. And I also know it's a privilege to say that it was annoying, because hurricanes quite literally can be deadly, devastating, all of the above. And so we didn't experience any flooding in the place we were living before or in our new place. But of course, our move was already scheduled. Like we had already signed the lease for this place back in April, and we didn't move till July. And so, yeah, it was just chaotic because let's see, the hurricane came on Sunday night or Monday. It was coming Sunday night into Monday, and then we got power back, I think, Monday night. And then at our old place. So then we're packing up to move, boom, boom, boom. And then literally when we got to our new place, we had no power. And we're on the third floor, and it is a very hot. Heat rises, very hot with no AC. And so that sucks. Speaking of AC, it just popped on right now, and it's kind of loud. But every time I think about how loud our AC is, I tell myself I'm not allowed to complain, because I know what it's like to have lived here without AC. So that was annoying. We didn't have power for like 2 or 3 days. We ended up staying in a hotel with my family for one of the days. And it was just kind of annoying and really chaotic, because we really just wanted to enjoy our new place. But we couldn't, because we were being nomadic and trying to figure out where to go to charge our phones and stuff like that. So that sucked. But aside from that, after getting settled in, I literally love this place. I love the natural light. It's so much bigger. I have a space, like a whole closet, like for my activewear and stuff, which is really cool. It's not super neat. That's why I haven't like shown it or anything. But yeah, and I'm just super excited to like decorate it more and just really make it our home, because I've honestly never really decorated. Like, I've had like all the furniture I need for everything, but I've never like put things on the wall and just really put in effort to try to make it our own. So I'm excited to do that. We've already put like 2 things on the wall, and I'm still like getting inspo from like Pinterest and TikTok, and I'm just excited to like slowly build it up. Like, I don't want to rush or try to copy someone else's style completely. Like, I want to lean into like what we like and have room for growth. And I hope we stay here for a while. I think there's definitely a lot of room for us to like grow and expand in this apartment, just because it is, relatively big for us at least. And yeah, and also, your girl is a fiance, so that happened in the next month. So we moved here in July, and then in August, Chris proposed, and I was so, oh my gosh, so shocked. Like, I had no idea that it was coming. Like, we've talked about like getting married and stuff like multiple times. He just made it pretty clear that it was going to be more so of like a 2025 thing. So I just hadn't thought of it at all. And so, yeah, my friend, one of my really good friends, actually got proposed to earlier this year. And I was at her proposal, and it was just so sweet. And I was going to be meeting up with her to go get brunch. And she was like, oh my gosh, is it okay if I pick you up around like 9, because I want to show you where we're going to decide to get married before it gets too hot. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. Like, of course I want to see where you're getting married. And I was like, well, clearly it's going to be outside, because she's worried about like it being too hot. And so, yeah, so she picked me up, and then we headed to the park where she was getting married. And then while we were there, she kind of was like, she was like getting lost, but she was like very directionally challenged. Like, it's very on brand for her to be confused and kind of just have like not that great a sense of direction, which I love you, Taylor, if you're watching this. She just, she just is. So I didn't think anything of it, but I was thinking like, girl, I was like, girl, how do you not know where your own like wedding venue is? She was like, sorry, I thought it was this way. And I was just laughing or whatever. And then in the distance, I literally see Chris. I see Chris in the corner, and I'm like, girl, he's facing the wrong, like he's facing the other way. I see the back of him. I'm like, girl, is that Chris? She's like, girl, what are you talking about? I'm like, girl, right there, that's Chris. And then he turns around, and it is Chris. And he's all dressed up because he was at the gym. I thought. Like, I just saw his story. Like, he was at the gym. So I was like, I'm confused. And like so many thoughts were going through my head. Like, I just didn't know. But proposal was like nowhere near that. I was just like, oh my gosh, Chris is here at the park when he is supposed to be at the gym. But I see him here. This is him. Like, I know he has that outfit. I know it's in his closet. He's here now. He sees me seeing him, but he doesn't look suspicious. But clearly he's busted, because he was lying about like where he was. So I was just like confused, and I wasn't even that close to him when I like had all these thoughts and realizations. And then somewhere between that moment and I don't know, however long span of time, I went from being far away from him to right in front of him. It was a blur. And then I like see kind of behind him, there's a photographer, there's my friend's fiance, who she said he was at home. And then there's my other really good friend, and then there's my parents. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm getting proposed to. It's happening right now. Like, what? So then Chris says something. I can't even remember what he says. He's just something, I love you. Will you marry me? He gets on one knee, and I'm just like I literally was like shocked. And I was just like there's so many pictures, and I'll insert some pictures. There's so many pictures, and I'm just like, because all I could feel was just shock, because I had absolutely no idea. Like, he got me so good, and that's just so crazy, because I was convinced that, I was like, I'm going to know, like, when he's going to propose. Like, obviously. Like, how is he going to get me to dress up nice? Or, like, we're going to be going somewhere, like, way fancier than usual or whatever. Like, I'm going to know. Yeah, I had absolutely no idea. I was so shook. And I didn't cry. I didn't think I would cry anyway, because usually for me, like, if I'm like too in shock about something, like the emotions like come like later. And I did cry later the next day, and I woke up and I was just like, oh my gosh, like y'all, like I'm a fiance, like it really happened. And so yeah, that was super exciting. That was August 24th, and Chris is like, it's August 24th, it's Kobe's birthday, Mamba Day. I just had to do it. I'm like, okay, like I'm like not into sports, but I'm like, yeah, yeah, cool. And so yeah, that is that. So I have been a fiance now for almost 2 months. What are we in? August to September, September. Yeah, not quite 2 months yet, almost. And it has been so fun. It's just like exciting and like such an exciting chapter and milestone. And yeah, so thank you all for your well wishes. I know there's been some comments before and a lot of love on Instagram, which is super sweet. So we appreciate all of the kind words and wishes of success. But yeah, so super excited. Okay. Sometimes I debate like whether or not I want to do my bottom lashes or not. Like sometimes I feel like if I put too much on accident, like it looks scary. But then other times I feel like it's like not quite complete yet to not have my bottom lashes. But I just always remind myself like less is more. 'Cause otherwise I look like a scary doll, and that's just like not really my vibe. Other things, y'all. Chris and I have been in such a documentary kick. Like we have been watching back to back documentaries. Like, let's see, what have we watched? We've watched The Program. That's about like kids in these like behavior modification schools that end up being like very like abusive towards them, and like very traumatizing. That was insane. I had no idea what that was about. There was like two, that one was called The Program, and then there was another one, I forgot the name of it, but it was like the same thing, but it was like a school place like in the wilderness. And Paris Hilton apparently was a part of that too when she was younger and is traumatized by it. And so she's like advocating for them, like for the students and like for the kids to just not be like a part of whatever. I don't even know how to explain it. Like it was just something that like I just had no idea existed, that there are these entities that are abusing kids. It's not technically illegal. They're making so much money out of it, and parents are just not aware of what's going on. So that was interesting. That kind of kicked it off. Then we've watched some like murder ones. Then of course we've watched the Menendez brothers trial, and that has been, I have not stopped thinking about that because I'm just like, that's a lot. Like that's really chaotic. I've thought of myself like from like if I was the brothers, I tried to think of myself as if I was like the judge. I tried to think of myself as if I was like on like the jury who had to like make decisions. It's just been a lot. And my whole TikTok is like filled with that. And that Milli Vanilli song is like stuck in my head, like I'll miss you girl or whatever, because that's like from the film, because we watched like the little like Netflix show thing called Monsters, and then we also watched the trial because that just came out last week. So everything has been Menendez brothers. And then all of the stuff about Diddy, that is also, it's like Menendez brothers, Diddy, like my TikTok timeline, like there's just a lot. That, I'm terrified. I'm terrified, and I just, again, it's one of those things, it's like I can't believe like these things are happening in the world. Like I remember when I watched like the Jeffrey Epstein thing in like 2020, I think it came out. And I know they say like, oh, the world we live in is evil, but there are just some things that I just can't wrap my head around. And to think that there are really powerful people out here who are also like, front facing, and people know them and they know what's going on, or that the government kind of knows what's going on. Like, that makes me like sick to my stomach. That makes my stomach just like churn of just like disappointment of like the world that I live in and what I thought of humanity. So I'm feeling the same way about Diddy and whatever celebrities could be attached to that. I'm just really worried and nervous about like who is attached to that and like what that could be. So yeah, so that's been that. Oh, and another thing we watched was the Bernie Madoff thing, because the Bernie Madoff situation happened when I was in like seventh grade. So I definitely remember seeing like headlines, but not really understanding like what was going on. And that was crazy and diabolical to me that he got away with that for so long. And then, but how it affected his wife and his sons. And yeah, that is just insane. So yeah, I've been on some documentaries, and then I've also been watching a lot of documentaries about like eating right and stuff like that. Which one, if you have a good documentary that you recommend, put it in the comment below because I would love to add it to my list. And two, speaking of documentaries about food and eating, wait, let me get my lip gloss. Can we even call this makeup? Like, I don't even know. Because it's that, like, non-existing, really. I just want to look a little bit better than no makeup at all. It's kind of like a no makeup. But obviously I'm wearing makeup type vibe. Yeah. But speaking of, like, food and eating, I have been, just a little stressed just because between the air fryer coming out that it's bad and now foil's bad, and then I still gotta think about microplastics being everywhere and just reading ingredients in food. Like, I'm stressed because I'm trying my best. I don't want to be someone who's like, I don't care, we're all gonna die. Like, yes, but like, let's not speed it up, like, let me try to do my due diligence. Let me try to do my due diligence. If they're sitting here and telling me, having proof that XYZ is leading to cancer, all that stuff, then yeah, I'm gonna limit that, right? Same with the microplastics. Like, we were buying water bottles for the longest time because when we moved here, our fridge doesn't have a water dispenser anymore, which I also heard that the water dispenser is also made of bad stuff, like the one connected to your fridge. I don't know. Then we were buying water bottles because we were like, well, what are we gonna do? But then we got a Brita filter and it's been fine. So I've been, you know, trying to drink water, from there. But then I've also heard that these cups, so I don't know. I don't know, but I'm feeling a little stressed because I'm trying to be better. I've thrown away almost all of our plastic Tupperware. We've just been buying glass Tupperware like little by little, and then I've been replacing them. And then when I first like moved out on my own, I bought like, some of those like Target like starter cooking items, and a lot of them are like plastic or silicone or whatever. So I had some tongs that started to like, the black stuff started to peel off. So I was like, oh my gosh. So now we need to buy, I threw those away. Now we need to buy some more, but I currently don't have any tongs. So I'm using my hands. It's a lot. And then I am trying to learn more about sustainability. So, I'm thinking about like, I'm looking at this like roll of paper towels. I'm like, should we be like a reusable paper towel people? Like, I don't know. And then our cleaning products. So I'm wanting to, it's just, where do we start? Like, there's like a whole list. So I'm a little stressed. I'm a little overwhelmed. And I do wish that not all this pressure was put on us. Some government help would be nice. But, that's another conversation for another day. The Sahara Desert is flooding. Another thing. Global warming is happening. There's just a lot. There's a lot. And yeah. I've also just been having a lot of different like realizations about life and everything. And I feel like me turning 28 this year, because I turned 28 and also in July. So after we recovered from Hurricane Beryl, we had like a week or 2 weeks, and then it was my birthday. And I was like, girl, I don't even care. Like, Chris and I went to dinner and we called it a day. I didn't do anything else. And that was fine. It's what I needed for this year. But I feel like turning 28, I just feel like significantly like the gears. Like I remember I saw a TikTok and I just felt like it was so accurate because it was like age 25, your frontal lobe is like fully developed. In 26, you're spending 26 and 27, you're kind of spending time like navigating the server, right? And then age 28, you're finally like, okay, I think I've got it. I think I'm ready to like go. And I feel like this age, I'm really like starting to be an adult, which is crazy because I've been doing adult things for a bit, but the way that it's called clicking and stuff, I feel like this year, this age, I'm really feeling like, okay, now I'm really actually adulting. Like I'm not just falling forward and like getting lucky. Now I feel like I'm actually like putting forth, like having a plan and like just being a little bit more conscious and aware of what's going on, and it feels kind of nice. So let me know if you're 28 or if you can relate. Let me know. But I really do think that the whole frontal lobe discussion is very accurate because some things are clicking. Let me know if you want me to make a video just sharing some of the things that like I feel like I've learned this year or things I no longer care about now that I'm 28 or stuff like that. I love watching those type of things like on TikTok. And yeah, I just feel like maybe I have a bit of wisdom that I could share. So yeah, but y'all, that's it. This is my makeup. I am about to film a try on haul and review, and it'll probably be up probably before this even comes out. But yeah, I enjoyed chatting with y'all. If you would like a like and subscribe, would mean the world to me. Follow me on Instagram if you're not already, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.